Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Fink, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that, Bitcoin spot ETF trading started on the 11th of January. So now it's on for really a couple of days. And what really happened? Why we can see now Bitcoin price not really skyrocketing as many people believed it will do, and many other things related to Blackrock. I'm going to talk about today about the possibility of an Ethereum spot ETF and many other things. So this is going to be in today's video. And don't forget, every single day I'm making you fresh cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom videos, which are containing these kind of contents. And if you would like to stay up to date, because I think that's very important, that's the key thing in the bull market, to be honest with you, then simply subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you like this kind of content, then definitely hit the like button. Highly appreciate it. So now let's do it. Okay, so for start, as usual, let's have a look at the price. We can see that Bitcoin is today also down tiny little bit, but 0.77%, 3.6 in a week. Ethereum 0.4 down in the last 24 hours, but up 13% in a week. When we're looking at the top gainers, Sui up 11%, Toncoin 12%, and Tezos up 7%. Among the losers, we have Optimism 5% down, Bonk 5% down, and Stacks 4% down. So as you can see, no major movement. When we're looking at the Bitcoin candlestick chart, we can see that we did, break out here on the 11th when the trading has started, reaching here new highs, but then we came back here on the 12th. We had a bigger drop, and since that we going sideways. And in today's video, let's talk about what really happening here, pros, cons, what the goal of Blackrock, and so on and so forth. So all this in today's video. So let's move on to this part. Okay, so let's talk about the bullish things first. We have here Blackrock CEO, Larry Fink, really saying a lot of good things about Bitcoin. Look, for example, this one here. I believe it goes up if the world is frightened, if the people have fearful geopolitical risk. They are fearful of their own risk, said Fink. It's no different than what gold represented over thousands of years. It is an asset class that protects you. Okay, so this is the message really from Blackrock, big believer in Bitcoin. At least this is what they, talking about on every single forum. Then we have Blackrock just dropped a commercial which is aimed for the boomer generation. I'm not going to play it for you because it's like 2 minutes and it's kind of boring for the new generation, but for the boomers, to make this whole thing understandable. So on the 11th, investment giant BlackRock released the first video ad for its newly launched iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF. That consists of an almost 2-minute video featuring BlackRock executive outlining Bitcoin's value proposition and how investors can receive exposure to its new ETF. Because just think about the boomer generation. These guys are the ones which already have money. They made a lot of money on, for example, could make a lot of money theoretically on the real estate and a lot of other things. And the ones which who've born between 1945 and 64, that's the boomer generation. And they want them to get in because the young kids, they already know about crypto. They already more open to crypto. The boomer generation, not that much. But if BlackRock is pushing it, that could be a really interesting thing. Going further, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink backs ETH ETF. So saying here that I see value in having an Ethereum ETF. He said it in a CNBC interview. These are just stepping stones toward tokenization. And I really do believe this is where we are going to be going. So as you can see, BlackRock is now pushing the Bitcoin crypto things as much as they can. And also, moving on, BlackRock. BlackRock just scooped 11,500 Bitcoin during this dip, what just happened after the launch of the Bitcoin spot ETF. And just think about it. 11,500 Bitcoin and BlackRock. It doesn't sound like a big number, right? It's a massive number, but in BlackRock terms. But to make 11,500 Bitcoin with the current block rewards, because this is how it goes into the system, Bitcoin goes into the system. Now about 900 Bitcoin goes into the system a day. That means you need 13 days to get that with just BlackRock, bought very quickly. After the halving, 450 Bitcoin getting into the system, right? Because it will cut in half the block reward. Then we need about 26 days to get that amount into the system. 21 million is the maximum. The last Bitcoin will be mined in a year around 2140. Already more than 19.5 million Bitcoin out. So if they continue just like this, doing moves like this, they catch up with MicroStrategy pretty quick. And guess what? The OTC market going to dry out, pretty soon. As you can see here, Coinbase facilitates massive 7.7 billion Bitcoin OTC transfer, right? So at the beginning, yes, there is OTC. But sooner or later, that will dry out. And if that dries out, they have to move them to collect it from centralized exchanges. And that will have an impact on the price. The reason, because now the all things happening, the majority is the big guys are buying OTC, right? And it doesn't have an impact on the price. And people are fearful now that now the crash is here and selling the Bitcoin because they don't see the massive pump what they hoped for, basically. And here you can see this. Also, when we're looking at here the what's that? Yeah, this one here is the volume on the first and second day. So basically on Thursday, and here you can see it on. Oops. Oh, not the best, right? Hang on. I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry. Okay, so you can see it now. This here on the left. First is this first day. Here's the second day. Thursday, Friday. Right. The big massive one is here. The volume is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. But interestingly, this big percentage is selling Bitcoin, because they charging 1.5%, fee, and just people don't like it. They just move out of Bitcoin because to end where the fee is not that expensive. Anybody else, ARC, Fidelity, you name them, have a much smaller fee. Grayscale basically shot themselves in the foot, right? With this one. So now you can see this was another thing, that it's lots of the volume was big, but the majority from Grayscale, it was all about selling. Then another reason why the price went down, it was Vanguard, because they actually sat here. Look at that. In addition to spot Bitcoin ETF not being available for purchases on Vanguard platform, effective immediately, Vanguard will no longer accept purchases of cryptocurrency products, including Bitcoin futures ETF. So even, they had the opportunity, they said to their customers that, sorry, you can't buy them. And that's their statement. They're not going to do the crypto thing in the future. So that scares the people, because Vanguard is pretty big. And this actually also have to push down the price. So it's kind of mixed feeling right now what we have. But seriously, everybody thought, I don't know why, that Bitcoin spot ETF approval happens, then the trading starts, and then Bitcoin will skyrocket. But just bear with us. because it takes time. It takes time to for those now get into this. Everybody was like waiting. A lot of fake news came out. So we have to do it step by step. And first is the OTC market. You don't see it in the price when they buy OTC, but that will dry out sooner or later, and then they have to move on to the centralized exchanges. And there are all interesting things coming out as well. We have here, for example, Samantha Laduk, and saying that if one Bitcoin is sold in units of satoshis, and there are over 2 quadrillion of those, how can they claim scarcity, lack of dilution, hedge against inflation, debasement? She's basically saying that because Bitcoin has satoshis, 1 Bitcoin is 100 million satoshis, then it can basically inflate. And when you look at her, she is a macro to micro analyst, Bloomberg, CNBC, you name them. So these are the guys who are talking to you to understand more the market, right? And now there are lots of memes around this that basically she can feed 21 quadrillion pieces, the whole world with the pizza. Because, guess what? The dollar is not inflating because of cent. The problem is they making more dollar, not that, you can divide $1 to 100 cents. Same with Bitcoin. You have 1 Bitcoin and yes, you have satoshis, but it's not that you can have the 1 Bitcoin and you cut it in smaller pieces and then you give it to everybody. This is not how inflation works. But she argues that, yes, this is the problem. And she's just one of them. We had another woman in the past saying interesting things. And these are the guys who explaining you things on TV. So I would be very careful. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an overview after the first couple of days, just get the situation, what it is right now. We're going to move on. I personally saying that corrections can come, that's okay, but we have started a new era, and there are big guys, Blackrock, for example, scooping up Bitcoin because they advertising it heavily. They want to make money with it, and they would like to own more, and that's probably going to increase the price by time. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single day, I'm making this fresh cryptocurrency blockchain related videos here on Blockchain Bloom. So if you don't want to miss a single thing, then subscribe. And if you like this kind of content, then definitely hit the like button. See you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.